Hello my love bots, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you happen to be new. My name is Faith. Please do all the things like, share, comment below, hit that subscribe button. Today's video is something I've been super excited about. I forget where this originated from, but for all of my book lovers out there, today we are doing a book challenge. So there's a list of things that we're going to go through, and we are basically racing against the clock to discover certain books on our bookshelf, and we want to find as many as we can. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. It's going to be a really fun. First, I do want to go over just a few housekeeping things. In the description box below, sorry, there's like a piece of hair that I'm eating. You will find a few different channels that I'm gonna tag who have also either done the challenge or who I would challenge to do this book challenge just because they are book related and booktube affiliated channels. So be sure to check those people out as well. Also, if you want to look at the book that I read last month, that will be linked somewhere up here. The book I am currently reading right now, it is October, so not sure exactly, when this is going to be posted. But the book I'm reading right now is, oh shoot, what's it called? So the book I am currently reading is Lying in Wait by Liz Nugent. And like I said, right now it's October, so by the time this posts, I don't know where I'll be, but that book review will be up in my reviews playlist, so please check that out. As always, if there is a book that you want me to specifically review, let me know. I'm always happy to find new reads and discuss those together. So without further ado, how this is going to work is I have a list of different things that I am specifically looking for on my bookshelf behind me, and I am going to set a timer for 8 minutes. I'm gonna run through, find what I can in those 8 minutes. Of course, that part will be fast forwarded so that you're not having to sit here and watch me go around like a chicken with its head cut off for 8 minutes. But then I will bring back everything that I have found when the 8 minutes is up, and we will go over each one of these, and if I have a book that matches each of these. So these will also be listed in the description box below. My time will be listed, and the ones that I found will be listed, so feel free to do the challenge on your own and let me know how many you find and what your time is. Our goal is to find all of these in under 8 minutes, but I have a feeling I don't have all of these. We will see. Okay, let's start that timer. Okay guys, so 8 minutes is up. I did not find all of my books. I have 12 out of 19 that I found. I think I actually have more, but I did not find them within the 8 minutes, and that's okay. This is going to be fun resituating these. Also, I did want to mention, I did make a note of where I found this original Do I Have That book challenge. It was originally from the Keeping Tabs channel, and as I mentioned earlier, Keeping Tabs is listed below, so be sure to check out their channel. Now, I'm going to run through each of the prompts of Do You Have That book, and I'm going to let you know which ones I have. So prompt number 1 was, do you have a book with deckled edges? So deckled edges are the edges that are basically, for lack of a better word, they're the frayed kind of looking edges. They look basically torn like. I don't think I do. I looked real quick at all my books. It's very rare nowadays that you find a book with deckled edges. I think it's actually more expensive to print a book with the deckled edge. But in my collection, which I've gotten rid of a shit ton of books, I do not think that I have any. So, didn't have that one. The other one was, do you have a book with 3 or more people on the cover? No, and you know what? It's kind of a turnoff for me to see people on the cover like that. I know a lot of fantasy books you'll normally see one person on the cover, but if I start seeing 2 and more people on the cover, I normally don't get that book. I don't know why, and I'm not a fan of seeing full faces. So yeah, I don't think I have anything with more than one person, so don't have that one. Now, the third one is, do you have a book based on another fictional story? I do, and it's from, or it's by the wonderful Bridget Kimmer. I have the entire collection. A Vow So Bold and Deadly, along with A Heart So Fierce and Broken, A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I mean, I have her entire collection. These are wonderful. These are very, very, very loosely based on Beauty and the Beast. Very loosely based on Beauty and the Beast. If you have not read these, read them. I guarantee you will read every single one of them, and you will fall in love with every single one of these characters. So I do have that book. The other one was, do you have a book title with 10 letters, or do you have a book with 10 letters or more in the title? I probably have a few, but this was the first one that caught my eye. The wonderful Leigh Bardugo of Ninth House. Yes, 10 characters, 10 letters in that title right there. This is a very interesting book of hers. If you know or have read Leigh Bardugo, she is very famous for her basically Grishaverse. So to go from that to this was extremely different, very interesting. This is supposed to be kind of like a horror book. I mean, I recommend you give it a try. If you like Leigh Bardugo, this is not like her other work, but I do recommend you give it a try. Now, do you have a book title that starts and ends with the same letter? Do indeed. And we are back with the wonderful Leigh Bardugo. She is in this prompt quite a few times. So, 6 S of Crows, S. Wow, that's magnificent. That's really magnificent. Wonderful. I think I started Leigh Bardugo with the Shadow and Bone series. So it's very confusing. 6 of Crows, Shadow and Bone, King of Scars. There are pieces that intermingle with each of these, but I guess there are different characters who the story is more based around in each of these, if that makes sense. Out of all of them, I really liked these. I don't know. I guess it's just the whole thieving and ganging and yeah. It's a little sexy too. Okay. Next, do you have a book by an author with a pen name? To my knowledge, I do not believe that I do. I no longer have my Lemony Snicket series. We all know that Lemony is the author's pen name. Otherwise, to my knowledge, all of my authors are who they say they are. So, do you have a book with the character's name in the title? I do. We are looking at Miss Marissa Meyer and her series, which starts with Cinder, I believe is the first book. So every single one of these books, her name is Cress, Cinder, her name is Cinder. I believe it's Scarlet and Winter, their names are that. These are very interesting, so they are kind of a take on Cinderella, Snow White, Aurora, Rapunzel. They're the Lunar Chronicles, and it's like a futuristic princess series, and it's extremely hilarious. It's adventurous. It's really sweet, romantic, funny. The characters are just incredibly awesome. There are androids. Cinder is an android. It's really cool. If you're looking for something a little bit different, these are actually, I know you're thinking, fairy tales, Cinderella, really? But these are really an awesome spin on that. Do you have a book with 2+ maps in it? I don't think so. I was looking at all of Leigh Bardugo's books, and I think every single one of my books that have maps only has one map, I think, but I didn't really have time to sit there and flip through them either, so I could be wrong. Do you have a book turned TV show? Guess what? Hey, Miss Leigh Bardugo. Yes, her wonderful Crooked Kingdom, 6 of Crows, was turned into, unfortunately, a Netflix TV show. I really wish Hulu would have gotten it, because no comment to Netflix. We'll just wait for this moment to subside. Anyways, proud of her, rooting for her. I hope it was fantastic. I wish it would have been bought by Hulu, but I'm proud of her and all she's accomplished. These books are fantastic. I hope they did not ruin the TV show. I hope it's really, really good. But yes, book turned TV show. Long time coming. Fingers crossed Sarah J. Maas will be picked up by Hulu. Okay, enough said. Anyways, do you have a book written by someone originally famous? To my knowledge, no. Yeah, I don't really know about that one. I feel like typically a book like that would be a nonfiction book. I don't have a lot of nonfiction books. So, yeah, to my knowledge, no. Do you have a book with a clock on the cover? I don't think so, which is ironic because I did. Gosh, I cannot remember her name, but there was a whole series where it was clocks on the covers, and I cannot remember the name of the book, and I cannot remember the author, and I used to have them, but I got rid of them because I was very not interested in them. And I don't think I have any more books with clocks on the covers. Very disappointed. Okay, do you have a poetry book? I don't know. So, I don't know. I have not ever really gotten into these. If you've ever heard of Ellen Hopkins, she has these books that are, it's crank, glass, ice, crystal. It's basically like drugs. And basically it's about this girl who is like hooked on drugs. But the way the book is written is almost in a poetic format. So I chose this one. I don't know if it really applies. In my opinion, poetry doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't rhyme. It's just more of the way that it's written. I mean, it's all throughout the book. Like, that's the way the entire book is written. It's very interesting, and I guess that's why I've never really gotten into it. But yeah, I don't know if I would really call it a poetry book as much as a verse format. So I don't know. I just put it in there. Okay, do you have a book with an award stamp on the cover? I swear I do somewhere, but I couldn't find it, y'all. I couldn't find it. I'm very surprised none of my Leigh Bardugo or Sarah J. Maas books did, and I looked at them. They did not. They have a lot of like the Barnes & Noble exclusive stickers, because if I buy them new, I get the Barnes & Noble exclusive editions to where it's a cover that you can't just buy anywhere. I don't know, it's weird. I have a lot of Holly Black's The Cruel Prince series. A lot of hers I bought as the Barnes & Noble exclusive, so it's like covers that you can't get anywhere else. I don't know. It's just me. So yeah, I couldn't find any with a sticker, which is weird because, I guess a lot of mine aren't like quote unquote New York Times bestsellers. I read a lot of kind of honestly random stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. So next one was, do you have a book with an author with the same initials as you? Guess what, guys? Not only the same initials, the same name. Yeah, it's my book. My book is on my shelf. My book is on my shelf. It's Wildest Dreams. You can get it at Barnes & Noble, so you can also get it on Amazon. Okay. Moving on. It's a fantasy book. It's got fae in it. Just saying. Okay. Do you have a book of short stories? Yes. And guess who we're talking about? Again, Leigh Bardugo. As you can tell, I have like every single one of her books. She's a really good author. So this book is called The Language of Thorns, Midnight Tales, and Dangerous Magic. This is basically, if any of y'all remember like Aesop's Fables, this is kind of like Aesop's Fables Grisha-verse edition. And if y'all don't know what Grisha are, you have to read the whole Shadow and Bone series and such to understand who the Grisha are, yada, yada, yada. So this is kind of like their version of Aesop's Fables. Now, the cool thing is these little short stories all have little illustrations in them too. So it's got these cute little illustrations throughout the book. It's full of little short stories. I have read this entire book, I think twice actually. But it's folklore, fairy tales, all novels of Grishaverse, and it's really cool. So, also by her, highly recommend you get it. This particular one that I got, I don't know where I found it at, but this is a hardback. There is no cover. All of this is actually burned into the book, which is so cool to me. So yeah. Okie dokie. Next. Do you have a book of 500 plus pages? I can do better than that. I can actually do 757. Huh. Miss Sarah J. Maas. Y'all knew she had to be in here. You can't have a book challenge and not have Sarah J. Maas. You just can't. That would be unethical. It's just unethical. So yes, Miss Wonderful Sarah J. Maas. Her book is over 700 pages. This is the spin-off with Oh gosh, I forgot her name. The sister. What's the sister? Nesta. I could not remember. Nesta's story. Yep. I finished that entire thing. Do you have a book turned into a movie? Again, Barnes & Noble special edition. You cannot find it anywhere else unless it's like a thrift store. Somebody bought it and gave it away to that thrift store. The beautiful Alice in Wonder fairy tale stories and adventures. We all know Alice in Wonderland is a movie. It's gorgeous. It's pink. It's engraved in the hardcover and has the gorgeous golden pages. Yes, I'm looking at it in my camera. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book. It's a gorgeous book. Do y'all know? I've never read this book all the way through because it's very hard. It's very hard. It has Alice in Wonderland's Adventures. It has Through the Looking Glass, and then it goes into Sylvie and Bruno. If you don't know who that is, it goes into Sylvie and Bruno Concluded. It goes into Verse, The Hunting of the Snark, Early Verse, Puzzles from Wonderland. I mean, it's a lot. It's so much. I have never read this entire book, but it's a beautiful book. I love this book. Do you have a graphic novel? Yes! It's very grim. Dun, dun, dun. Lots of blood. Dun, dun, dun. Through the Woods. Mysterious, spine-tingling stories. I have read this. I'm not a huge fan of graphic novels because it's very hard for me to really engulf myself in the story. I like to, I guess, think up my own images. I know that's weird, but I did kind of enjoy this. This is by Emily Carroll. It is good if you like, you know, kind of scary stories and you like graphic novels. I do suggest you look into this. And then, do you have a book written by 2 or more authors? The only thing that I could find was my nutrition book, which is written by 3 authors, I think. Yes. My nutrition book, written by 2 or more authors, written by 3 authors. It is in my collection. I told you guys I have some nonfiction, very, very few. I have a couple of leadership novels, health and wellness, exercise, meal prepping, that kind of thing. I think I have a social media marketing by Neil Patel. As far as my nonfiction, and then I have my writing prompt journals. As far as nonfiction, usually if I get it, I read it, and I kind of like will either donate it to the library or thrift it. So that is my book collection, and yeah, I did not get all of them in 8 minutes. I found 12 out of 19. I don't think that that's too shabby, especially for my little collection. I really had to, you know, kind of condense my book collection when I moved and everything, but I like it. I'm pretty proud of myself. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you all have read any of these too. I'm curious. And if you do a book challenge, feel free to come back, comment, tag me in it, because I'm really curious to check out what y'all choose for your challenge as well. And I will catch you guys next time. Okay, bye.